Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Zoom teaching session. Mark, Ashley, and I will go through our beginner's guide to the Zoom class that we did live, but we want to record it for you. So whenever you have a question, you can go on MyW Life under What's Happening, Miscellaneous Videos, and replay it and replay it and replay it. Practice makes perfect, right? Hi, Mark. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Good morning.
So what we're going to do is we're going step by step through the icons, and I will explain how it works on a desktop. Mark is on a laptop and Ashley is on an iPad. So first we're going to tell you about desktop and laptop, and then Ashley will tell you how to do it on an iPad because it works differently. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
So here we go. You take your cursor and you pull it all the way down, and a little black bar shows up with icons. And look at all the icons, different icons. And the middle one is a green one, and you go all the way to the left. And the first icon we're going to talk about is the icon. It's a little microphone, and it says unmute or mute. So you click on it and make sure you click on it hard enough. Sometimes we think we do and it's not working. So you can mute and unmute yourself. If it says unmute, you have to click on it or we won't hear you. So it's to the left lower corner, the little microphone that says mute or unmute, and try it several times, and you will see a red line through it if nobody can hear you. And you click on it, the red line is gone. We will be able to hear you. Right, Mark? Anything else that I forgot? Oh, Mark is muted. He is muted, so you cannot hear him. Yes, he is muted. I need to ask to unmute you.
You might mention the host of the meeting has control over your microphone.
Yes.
So if people are talking and things are going on.
Okay. So as you can see, Mark's picture is now. Sometimes that happens. Also happens. Mark, we cannot hear what you're saying. I think now you're back.
Okay, it says my internet connection is unstable.
Yes, that happens. That's actually a good teaching that will happen to you too.
Yeah.
But Mark said something really important. As a host, and I'm the host of the three of us, I can mute all of you. So let me mute Ashley. I'm muting Ashley, and now you see Westminster iPad is a red line through a little red microphone. I am muting Mark, and Mark also is muted now. I cannot unmute them. So you are in charge of unmuting yourself, and here's a way you can do it. If you press on the space bar, then while you're talking and holding the space bar down, you are unmuted. So Mark, can you do that, please? Hold down the space bar.
Yep. Just use the space bar and you can talk, and when you.
Yeah, so he let it go, the space bar, then you won't be able to be heard. And you can also go on the little microphone, again, the lower corner, and unmute yourself. So Mark will do that right now, and then he is unmuted for good. He can unmute himself. Yep, there he is.
There I am.
Saw the little red microphone went away, and Mark is able to talk again. Ashley, will you tell us how it works on an iPad, please?
Absolutely. So as Bettina preferenced already, the iPad is just a little bit different than somebody using a desktop or a laptop. So I'll be going over how to use this different settings using an iPad. So if you're using an iPad, what you want to do is take your stylus or your finger, just gently tap on your screen, and a bar will come up at the top. And so since we're talking about audio right now, what we're looking for is a little microphone, as Bettina mentioned, and it will have the word mute right under it. So if I would like to mute myself, I tap, I look at the top bar and hit mute.
There we go. Ashley, you are muted. We see the little red microphone with a line through it. There
All
you
right,
go.
so then the way to be able to talk again is you do the same exact process, because when you tap it, the settings will disappear so you can see more of your screen. So what you need to do again is take your stylus or your finger again, gently tap it, and this time when you're looking at it, a red line will appear through your speaker. Tap it, which will make you unmuted, and you'll be able to talk again.
And one more word to this, when you're in a bigger group, it's really necessary to be muted so the speaker can be heard better. Sometimes there's background noise, you know, somebody's speaking or ringing the doorbell, or the phone is ringing, so that can be disturbing. So it's good to be muted while somebody else talks. And then if you want to talk, you could press the space bar and hold it down as long as you're talking.
Great point.
Yeah, so I think that is all about the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to the camera. So, and by the way, when you sign into a Zoom session, you are often asked immediately, you know, do you want to use your audio from your computer? And you click that. And so usually you're coming in with the microphone on, but the camera is off. So again, you take your cursor down to the lower part of the screen and you go to the left, and next to the little microphone is a camera. And the camera also has a little red line through it, and you click on it. Now you see us, but if I click on stop video, okay, see, this happens. You have to click harder. Now you can still hear me, but you're not able to see me. So that is a great feature also. Now Mark did the same thing, and Ashley will do it in a little while to show you how it works. So that is a good thing. For example, if you need to get up, you're in a group session, you know, with more people, and you need to get up and blow your nose, let's say, or get a drink while you're in the session. It would be disturbing if people come back here. If you get up and walk around, people's eyes might be deterred and not look at the speaker. So then you can turn your camera off and do whatever you need to do. And when you're back in the session, then you come back on. So that's an easy one. Mark, did I forget something? Do we need to say more?
No, that's fine. We'll talk about the positioning and stuff later.
Yes, yeah. So Ashley, how do you do it on an iPad?
All right, so it's very similar to what I just talked about of how to mute yourself. So to turn your camera off, same way, stylus or finger, gently tap on your screen for the settings to come up at the top, and you're gonna see a camera that says stop video. So I just gently push it, tap it, and I am gone. And so what I see from my viewpoint on my camera is just a little person in place of actually me. So to get back on, I gently tap again, and now I'm looking for the top again where it says start video with the red slash through it. I just tap it, and I'm back.
Wonderful.
Nice and easy. Do not overthink it.
No, absolutely. And again, what happened to me, I didn't click hard enough, so now I did, and it works well. And again, just try it out several times. It's fun to play with it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. You can't do anything wrong. The more you practice, the better you will get.
100%.
Yes, so there we are with the camera and the audio. That's the most important thing you already know. So we're coming to the next, and that is how to change your view. Many of us in the beginning thought that the host is the one who's changing the view. You can have a gallery view. That is when you see everybody the same size, next to each other in 3 rows, 4 rows, underneath. Right now I do see Ashley and you too, because I'm recording. Actually, you see exactly what I see. Mark right next to me on top. Ashley is the third one on the lower of the screen. So here is what I do. I take my cursor up here and you see it says speaker view. So right now we're on gallery view. It's counterintuitive because it says speaker view, so you think you're on speaker view, but that is if you want speaker view, you click on this. So the host is never you know, like large, but you see Ashley in her full beautiful self right there. There's Ashley. And if Mark starts talking, he will be the one who is big and large. Mark.
Yes. You'll notice the yellow line around my box. That means I'm speaking now.
Yes.
And if somebody interrupts or a noise happens, that might go to them instead. Sometimes when you got a big group of people, speaker view is kind of disconcerting. If you have a speaker that's doing a presentation, you're going to want it in the gallery view so that while he's talking, he's the main big picture, and you can see that person. If you're in a chat type situation, then you can go to gallery view and you'll have everybody around the screen.
Yes.
So that's where we're at.
And that's what I did. While you were speaking, you were all on the whole screen, and now I'm talking and you could see the yellowish green line is around my box. So again,
Bettina,
yes.
I'm gonna have to vacate for just a couple minutes.
Okay.
My battery's about ready to die, and I'm gonna have to go down and get my cord to plug this in. Okay. So I'll be gone for just a minute.
So you turning off your camera like we were teaching. That's
Yep.
Wonderful. Perfect.
Wonderful.
Yes, great. So, but let me show you again, and this is great that we're recording it. You see when I take my cursor somewhere else, usually there, so you can't see speaker view anymore. Everything is gone. And then I take my cursor back and you see speaker view, or again, gallery view. Ashley is big and now back. And next to it, you see, you go with your cursor on the little square and you see enter full screen. Actually, I don't know what it said. It said, yes, enter full screen. So I'm entering full screen, and now the whole screen is just us and not next to me. If I exit full screen, I see the names of the participants. As you can see, Ashley Wilco, that's actually me. I'm on the Westminster Zoom app here. Then there's Mark, and then there's Westminster iPad. That's Ashley. And you can see also, I can mute. You can see the little camera. Mark's is off. And you see the microphone going up and down there because I'm talking. So that's to this corner. And how is it on the iPad, Ashley?
All right. So it's a little bit different on the iPad. So what we're looking for is, again, stylus or finger, gently tap your screen. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see a circle. And the circle is going to be white. And it'll have, so right now, when I click it, I see switch to gallery view. So I tap that circle and my view changes. And so what I see when I click that, I see all three of us on the screen at the same time. Say I just want to see who's talking. I tap again. And now what I'm looking for is switch to active speaker. So I tap it. And right now, I'm the active speaker, so I'm seeing myself on my side.
See, and I'm recording it, and I didn't change it. So
Mhm.
you residents, you saw it exactly the same way. So you are in charge of how you want to see it.
Exactly, yeah. So that's how I'm seeing it, not everybody else right now. So very simple.
Yes.
Switch to gallery view or switch to active speaker, a white circle in the top left-hand corner.
Great. That is wonderful. So that is our third point, how to change your view. So now we're coming, again, we're going down. Watch my cursor. The cursor is going down, and you see the black bar. And we have here security. We don't need to look at that. We are going right now to reactions.
You want to do participants first, since it's the next icon?
Sure, we can do that. So I go to participants, and you see a little 3 next to the 2 little people. Click on it. Now mine is gone because I actually had it on. So you click on it and you see the participants. Now next to, you see mute on my, Ashley's here, and I'm going to more. You click on more, and here it says add profile picture. I'm going to Mark's, and it says more, and I'm clicking on that. So a lot more comes up because I'm the host there. I can't change much. But for example, I can stop Mark's video. I can spotlight the video. I can make him the host. I can allow him to record all of this. You see this. Now, if I make him the host, then I'm not the host anymore. But this is really a little advanced and really not that necessary for you to know. So don't be confused by that. I think what we're looking at, Mark, is invite, correct?
And say that again, the what?
We're looking at, so it's not coming up for me. If we want to, no, that's not the, you'd all.
Well, the purpose of that button is basically you have a white panel on the side,
Right.
and that is you can see who's all participating in it.
Mhm.
That's your main thing. The second thing, the main thing you can do if you're not the host is you can change your name. So if you want to change your name, I don't know if you noticed, but I changed my name, and I'm going to change it back now. And you just click on there, and a little screen pops up, and I'm going to go back to Mark, and you'll see my lower left-hand corner now says Mark. So that button down there where it says participants across the bottom is the participant panel on the right-hand side of the screen. And then that's tied into the next button, which is the chat button. So on that white panel, before you click on the chat button, do you want to go over those 3 buttons across the bottom, Bettina, or do you want me to do that?
I don't have the 3. No, you go ahead. What was it? What you?
Okay.
Oh, right there. Okay. No, you go ahead, Mark.
Okay, so when you click on the participant button and the participants come up across the right side of the screen, which is Mark, Ashley, and Westminster's iPad, which is Ashley really, and down at the bottom, right down at the bottom, you'll see 3 buttons. One is invite, and that is, if you click on that, you can send an email to any friend or a relative or whatever to invite them to this video conference, and they then can join in at any time. So that's a quick way to invite friends, or if you know, something's come up and you want somebody to see what's happening, you can invite them. The second one, the middle one, just says another way to mute yourself. You know, we talked about it clear over on the left-hand side. Now it's clear over on the right-hand side. So there's a couple ways to mute yourself. And then the third button is important when you're in a group situation and you have a question. And that's very simple. Like any classroom, you raise your hand. And you click on that, and you'll see a raised hand up by your name. The host will then see that raised hand in the order that they're clicked, and then she can call on me, and then my hand is automatically lowered. Or if she already answered my question, then I can automatically lower my hand, or I can click on it and then lower my hand. So those are those 3 buttons. And then if you click on the next button across the bottom beside participant, the chat box, they're going to talk about the chat box, but when you click on that, half of that white screen turns into the Zoom group chat. And those 3 buttons at the bottom, invite, mute me, and raise hand, are now in the middle of that screen because that white screen has been divided in half. So again, invite, mute me, raise hand is in the middle. And now Bettina and Ashley are going to talk about the group chat.
Ashley, will you first, before we go to the group chat, go and explain the participants how it looks on the iPad, please?
Sure thing. All right, so again, gently tap your iPad. And in the top right-hand corner, you're gonna see the word participants with 2 people as icons. Gently tap that, and you will see the participants in your meeting. So right now I see Westminster iPad, which is me, and it will specify that that's me, which is nice. You're also able to see who's specified as the host. So right now, it shows Ashley Wilco, which is currently Bettina right now, as the host, and you're also able to see that she is recording this meeting. And then I also see Mark listed there. So that's a great way to kind of do a quick glance of who all is in the meeting at that time. This participant board, we are also able to invite people. So we see a white square in the top right-hand corner, and in the bottom left-hand, you just click invite and add any important information in there that you need to invite somebody to the meeting. A way to get out of that is to tap anywhere else on the screen. And if you go 1 icon over, it says more with 3 dots, very similar to what Mark was mentioning earlier. These are where you'll find the chat options, the settings, a virtual background, how to raise your hand, and how to disconnect your audio. So that is where you'll find all of those different settings there. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I think that is it from my standpoint on the iPad from what Mark just talked about.
Yeah, wonderful. And it's so I can't show you what it looks like on an iPad, again, because I'm recording here in Parkside North on the desktop. But I think Ashley did a great job explaining it. I tried to show what you were saying, but it's kind of hard. So now we're going to talk about the chat box. Take your cursor down again. Next to participants, it says chat. See chat, click on chat, and as Mark had said, the lower part of that white screen now says Zoom group chat. And if you go down all the way, it says to, and here right now it says to Westminster iPad privately. I don't want to exclude Mark, so I'm going to everyone. See the little arrows down, everyone, there's the arrow. So I could either talk to Mark, and I could talk to Ashley privately, or anybody else who's in the meeting, or to everyone. So I want to talk to everyone, and I'm typing in hello, as you can see, and then I click on enter, and you see above, below Zoom group chat, it says from me to everyone hello. So let's see whether they are answering me, which would be nice. So, ooh, there is from Westminster iPad to me privately. You can see that. Hi, everyone. So you sent, and there's from Westminster iPad to everyone. Hi, everyone. So you see next to the first one, it's privately to me. That means that Mark can't see it. The second one is Westminster iPad to everyone. So Mark, you can see hi everyone, correct? Mark?
What's that?
You can see hi everyone from Westminster
Yes.
iPad.
Yes.
Can you send a message too, please, so we can see it? There, from Buckeyes to everyone. Hello. Okay, so great. So now I'm going to send a message to, let's not tell them, let's see how it works there.
Oh, no.
So we're sending a message to somebody, let's see, and I'm pressing enter on the keyboard. So it's your keyboard, you press enter. Now you see it says privately, and it was 12:42. Now who did I send the hello to? Who got it?
Ashley?
Can only be one of you.
I send my reply back.
Okay, yes, she sent back, you see, Westminster iPad to me privately again. Hi. So now I want to change it. There's somebody else I want to talk to, and I'm saying another hello. And let's see whether that person will reply to us. So you see, from me to privately. Somebody is typing, and yes, Mark
Yep,
got the
that
message.
came to me and I answered her privately.
Wonderful. So one
Just
more time.
make sure, Bettina, that everyone understands that clear down at the bottom, it says type message here. So that's where you type it in.
Yes,
And
right.
then to send it, you just hit enter.
Correct, correct.
Enter is the send button.
Yes. So the residents will have the visual. I have my cursor on here and I'm showing them. And then there are 3 little buttons and it says save chat. So I can, if there's something that I wanted to save, I can save the chat. Mark, can you click on those 3 and see whether it's the same? Because I'm the host, sometimes it might be different. Then
No, yeah, it says save chat, and then when you click on that,
yeah,
it will take you how you want to do it.
yeah,
And you
So
can save it if you click on the file to the next to it. It gives you the options where you want to save it. You can save it in Dropbox or OneDrive or Google Drive,
yes,
or your
Microsoft.
computer, and then you can save it wherever you want.
Yes, great. So I think that's all about the chat. And again, you can practice it by yourself, obviously, but when you're in a Zoom meeting, just look at it and try it out. And one question we actually had from a resident, can the host see it when it's privately? And the answer is no. Private means it's just between you and the person you're sending the chat to. I think we're good with the chat box. Anything else? Ashley, how does it work on the iPad? Where is it?
All right, so we're gonna find this option in the top right-hand corner. So I gently tap the screen and I'm looking for the more icon. And I tap the more and a white box will appear in the top right-hand corner. And the first option you have is chat. So when I hit chat, I have a bigger white box come up in the middle of my screen. And so since we've already had a conversation, what I'm able to see is the whole conversation that's been going on privately to myself and Mark, and also one chat from everybody. So again, that's in the center of my screen. And so say I'm done with chat and I would like to go back to seeing the gallery view or speaker view. In the top left-hand corner of that white box, I'm able to close the box. So I gently tap close and I'm back to the normal screen.
Wonderful. And again, it's all self-explanatory once you know how to do it. And the wonderful thing is with the recording, you can always go back to it and you can always listen to it again. So that's for the chat options. Now, again, let's take our cursor down. You see my cursor is going down, and I'm going to share screen. In the middle is share screen in green. So I'm clicking on that, and you can see something comes up, and that is what's on Westminster's screen. So if I click on share, what do you see? Now you see.
I see your desktop.
You see the desktop?
I see it now.
Yeah. Do you see the Zoom meeting at 12:47, that it's 12:47 p.m. or no?
No, that is cleared out. We just see your desktop.
Okay, so I'm clearing that out right now, and everybody sees the desktop, Westminster Communities of Florida. So you can, for example, if you have pictures you want to share with your family, you could go on your images, your pictures, and share those. Here we have a PowerPoint. I'm clicking on the PowerPoint, and I'm sharing. What can you see now, Ashley?
We see the PowerPoint pulled up, the blank PowerPoint.
Yeah, just click to add title and click to add subtitles. So I'm going back to Westminster Communities of Florida. Now take the cursor, I'm taking the cursor all the way up, as you can see, and it says you are screen sharing, and next to it in red, stop sharing. So this is when, for example, Steve McCutcheon does his PowerPoint. He is sharing exactly like I did. And then so we don't see each other in big. You see just Ashley small to the side, Mark small to the side, because what you want to see at this point is the PowerPoint. You can still hear and see me as small, but the most important thing at this point would be the PowerPoint. So that's why that is big. I'm going up and I'm clicking on stop share, and you can see Mark and Ashley and I are again back to big. And I still have the participants up here in the group chat, but I'm closing that out right now. Whoops, I don't want to cancel the meeting. I just want to close that out, so I'm going on the chat box. There. Okay, so I think share screen, is that something you want to talk about, Ashley, how that works on an iPad?
I actually think I'm good with that. It was just nice to see what you see, especially when somebody's doing a presentation.
Right.
There are some options. I don't know if they are on the iPad, but there's options on the PC. Up at the top, when you were sharing the screen, there were some view options, and one of those options was, yeah, there you go. You're back on it. So one of those options is side-by-side mode. So you can actually they give you two ways. You can have the participants along the side, or you can have the participants, across the top.
Okay.
So that's an option. And there's also some other things for advanced users, like you can actually annotate on it. You can request remote control. So I could request remote control from Bettina. She could give me control of the screen, and I could do the PowerPoint presentation then. So on her screen. So, but those are advanced users and something to play with if you ever have a chance to do that with family or friends. So that's the only thing I wanted to add.
Thank you. Yeah, and since we're doing the beginner's guide to Zoom, we're not going to go into the details. What I want to add is, for me here, if I want to have our images at a different spot, let's see, I had it right in the middle here, and I want it to the side. What I have to do is I take my cursor, click on it, and hold it, and then I can completely move the three of us to the side. So, and now I want to stop sharing, and we're all back and big and full.
Yay.
Yay. So again, sharing the screen advanced. So one of the points we have here is what the host of the meeting's responsibilities are, and we've already touched on that. I can make somebody else the host, and I can mute everybody. So again, you know, if there's a lot of background noise, I can mute everybody, but I cannot unmute you. I'm going to just show you, I can make Mark the host. So Mark, I'm making you the host right now, okay?
Okay.
If it comes up, do you want to change the host to Buckeyes? And I'm clicking yes. And
Yep.
now it says right here, Buckeyes is the host now. So I cannot mute you. I cannot, Mark has all the power now.
Yes. I can do do all the hosting chores that Bettina has been doing.
Can you
So-
change the screen right now for us? So show the residents that you have the power to change from gallery view. I have it on gallery view. Can you change it to speaker view right now?
Yes, and I could also then go to share screen, and I can show you pictures of my most favorite place in the world.
Ohio.
Oh my
Very
God.
cool.
Yeah. So
Great.
anybody can share screens with the permission of the host.
Yeah.
And I can.
Can you put us on speaker screen, speaker view, or I would
Yep.
love to see what that looks like. Because when,
There, you're on speaker view now on my end. Or
On
I mean,
your
I'm sorry. Now you're on speaker view.
okay, it does not change it here. That's what I wanted to see. It doesn't change it here, so it stays the
Yeah,
same.
you have control of your view.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
you want you view. I can't control your
Oh,
view.
got you. Okay, so yeah, now, sorry, that is absolutely what we were teaching. Okay. Yeah, we're always learning and forgetting and learning again. So that's part of it. Do you want to make me the host again, Mark?
Yes, that's what I'm working on right here.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on. I can't do it. Hang on.
You can't or you don't want to?
No, it's not. Under more, the only thing I can do is rename.
Huh.
So why can't I go back and make you the host again? Oh, I know what I have to do.
Okay.
I have to go like this and there. I don't click on my name. I click on the person that I want to be the host.
Yes, correct. Okay, good. That's another wonderful teaching. And it
Yeah.
says right up there, you are the host again. So now I'm the host.
They don't let me be the host very often, so I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so what, and that again, you know, that's kind of advanced. We really want you to know how to get on Zoom, how to be heard, how to be seen, how to change your view. And now a little bit to the etiquette of Zoom. I touched on that already. If you need to get up and you need to go and blow your nose or whatever it is, just again, stop your video so that we will not see it, or you're getting up and you're walking around, or somebody comes and wants to talk to you, just mute yourself and also stop the video. That's just courtesy, and I've learned that with the students who sometimes came on and just walked around with their iPad, and it was going all over the place, and we were all getting dizzy. So just for you always to be aware, the way you see yourself on Zoom is how we see you. So that brings us to the how to look good and presentable on Zoom. So be aware, and this is more, I think, for business meetings. When people have business meetings, you know, they dress like they would be at work. And I know, you know, we're not at business meetings here, but also be aware when you are on Zoom, it's wonderful to be dressed the way you would want to be seen when you're out walking, you know, and having a meeting in the gallery or at Parkside North or Parkside South. So here's another little trick, and that is you can change, if you're on a laptop, and even if you can change, let me change it like I have it automatically. You can change how you're being seen. Like now you see more of me and now you're less. And sometimes what happens when a resident comes on, we're seeing the top of the head and nothing else. So we often have to say, we can't see you, where are you? So make sure that you are kind of in the middle of the screen. And I think it looks a little funny if we just see the head like this. So you want to make sure, like Ashley and Mark, that you also see your shoulders. And when you, like I have to look up right now in Parkside South, but when you are doing a Zoom session, it's always good to
Just remember,
look down a little bit. That looks better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember, the closer you get, the bigger you're going to be.
Mark, that looked funny. Yes.
And something that I noticed on iPad users
Yeah.
is they're holding their iPad just like they would if they were looking at it with their hands. So
Yes.
you'll see like the top of their heads or just all around.
Yeah, wherever you're at, try to keep it at eye level. Try to
Yeah.
keep it at eye level, and
And
that's going to be the best picture. Also,
I say keep the iPad out of your hands and keep it somewhere stable, because you think you might be holding it stable, but any little jerk, as you can see, moves it around. So prop it up nice if you have an iPad stand or even
and the other thing, always be aware of your background, because we can see your background.
Correct.
If you notice in Bettina's view, there's a big white sheet behind her. That's because that's a TV, and that TV actually showed a reflection, and it was very disconcerting. So we put a sheet over that TV in the other side of the room, and also I think if you can notice this, there's a real bright light. You don't want the bright lights behind you. You want the bright lights in front of you. So
Correct.
don't sit in front of a window that has a bright light, because you'll just completely wash yourself out and won't be viewable. So you want kind of a neutral background. There is an advanced thing that you can play with if you want, and that's if you go down to the video camera on the lower left and you choose virtual background, you can play with some virtual backgrounds, and that's for advanced users. If you want more information on that, you get a hold of Ashley or I or Bettina, and we can explain that to you.
Pointing it out right now, it says choose virtual background, and I have to say, Mark, I don't like it as much, because when people move their head, it's like there's like this white thing.
Well, that's because you have to have a green screen. If you have a green screen, then it's perfect. But if you have a various background, if you have a background, see, like me, you can see it's fuzzy around the edges.
It's not
a
bad.
complete background.
Yeah.
So
I want to. Great. I want to go back. Actually, in the beginning, we actually had this, and we can show the resident. If you take the iPad around, we asked Ashley to go to the other side. The light has to come from the front. Maybe Ashley turn around and show if the light is in the back. Look at that. It's harder to see her, and that bright window is distracting. You know, and there's shadow. If it's on the side, then you see one side in the shade and the other there's light on it. So the best way is really have the light come from the front.
Indeed.
I think we've got it all covered. Did we forget?
Well, I've got a couple things I want to add, Bettina.
Wonderful, Mark.
Okay. I don't know if we mentioned, but when you're in either view, right now I'm in gallery view, and if I go up to my picture in gallery view and go in the upper right hand corner, you'll see the mute button. That's another way to mute yourself. Now you can hear me. There's also an ellipse there, which is the 3 dots. That's called an ellipse. If you click on that, that gives you some other options. There again, you can rename it. You can stop your video. You can mute it again. You can pin your video so it stays in the same spot. And you can also hide your video. So that's just another place for some options for you.
And you know, Mark, I'm sorry for
I think
interrupting.
I'd like to end with,
Mark,
what?
I was hiding myself, and now, oh, I want to tell the residents, so when you said you can hide yourself, now I'm hidden. Nobody can see me. Do you still see me? Do you still see me,
Yes,
Ashley?
we can see you, but you can't see yourself.
Right, and the residents
hide
right now
yourself.
who are watching this recording,
Yeah.
they can't see me, so
If you
go up.
want to hide the video, you stop the video in the lower left.
No, it says show self view. It says next to speaker view, on the upper right corner, it says show self view. So because
Yes,
video
yeah,
is
that's
on the
just,
whole time.
you're doing yourself. Yeah,
Yes.
you're doing yourself. The one in the lower left of the screen, if you want everybody to not see you, then
Right.
you hit stop video and your screen goes blank. They can
Exactly.
still hear you, but your screen goes blank. Okay?
So I'm going,
So
but if I want to
there's two
hide
different types of
myself,
things. One's just you're not able to see yourself, but everybody else is, and the other is everybody can't see you.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then I think the one thing we should have talked about maybe at the very beginning is if you have a laptop or a desktop, all you have to do is go to your favorite browser, whether it's Safari or Explorer or Chrome or Firefox, and type in zoom.us, and that brings up the Zoom app. And that way you can either join a meeting or host a meeting. If you want to host a meeting, like if you want to host a meeting for your family or whatever, you have to have an account. Now, you don't use a credit card or anything. The account's free. You just have to give an email, sign up and give an email address and get a password. And then you can go in and host a meeting. If you're just joining a meeting, you need the meeting ID number. We have it hooked up with MyWLife so that all you have to do is go into MyWLife and go to where the meeting is and what's happening, and you click the button and it automatically takes you there. So you don't have to know a number, you don't have to do anything, you just click one button and you're in the meeting. Okay, we try to make it simple for you.
Mhm.
So laptops and desktops, you go on the website. If you have any type of pad or phone, Android or iPhone or Apple phone of any type, you download the app, the Zoom app. And I hope that you all know how to download apps. If you don't, just come and talk to us and we'll help you. But you go to the App Store or the Play Store, type in Zoom, it pops up, you download it. And basically it's the same thing. When you click on the app, you're going to say join a meeting, you're going to type in the meeting number. And if you're the host and you have an account and you're the host, and you can set up a meeting, and then when you set up that meeting, it's very simple. We can also show you this. You set up the meeting, then you can invite anybody you want, and that sends them the meeting number and the time of the meeting so that they know when to join in for you. So that's kind of the preliminaries. The hardest part is to get connected. Once you're connected and on Zoom, you make sure your mic is open so that we can hear you. You make sure that your video is going so that we can see you, and you're in.
Yes.
Okay. And then all these other options we've showed you, you can play with anytime. And like I've told several people, don't worry, you're not going to break it. You're not going to blow up your computer or anything. If you make a mistake, we'll help you correct it. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. The main thing is, like anything else, there's a learning curve. And this video is to help you get through that learning curve.
Absolutely. And so while you were saying that, I remembered, Mark, that at one point I was trying to connect with somebody and I was talking and they couldn't hear me. And I was like, what's going on? The microphone is on. And they were gesturing and I was. And then finally I realized I was on my was on my laptop that I had the volume turned off on my laptop. So make sure the volume on your laptop or desktop or phone is on. Otherwise, it's like, why isn't this working? So
Yes, and also for people that have rotten speakers in their laptops or their pad, you can also plug in headphones, or if you have the little tiny speakers, you can plug in the speakers if you want better sound. So that's always an option also.
Yeah. And we also had the case that somebody came with a laptop and they didn't have a camera on the laptop. So you try and do whatever. If you don't have a camera, it's not going to work. I mean, I think it's working that you can hear people, correct?
Yeah, the audio will still work. You just won't have a video.
Yes.
And if that's the case, if you have an older laptop without a webcam, you can also spend $20 or $25 and buy a webcam that you plug in, and then you'll have it. And the webcam usually has a speaker built into it and a microphone built into it. So that's also an option.
Yeah, and again, a word at the end, we recommend that you learn how to Zoom because it's a wonderful tool. Also, after we are through this time of COVID and can meet again in person, there will be speakers that might come in on Zoom. You know, there might be people out, not in St. Petersburg, that we can invite on Zoom. There are many, many opportunities, very likely that we will be using Zoom from now on for certain things. Right, Ashley?
I agree 100%. And on my end, I just wanted to end with just some words of encouragement. Zoom can be tough while initially learning it. There's just so many different settings. It's tough to troubleshoot because everybody's on a different device. Everybody's settings are different. So I just want you to know that it does take time. Just be patient with it. I hope this training video helped everybody, even if you just learned one thing. That's one thing you didn't know before. And please let Mark or myself know if you want some one-on-one training. I've helped a handful of people already that have become comfortable with it and now join us on meetings. So stop on by, give me a call, send an email, and I'll be more than happy to sit with you in the library or attend to kind of go over the basics and kind of get you signed on for the first time. But just to echo what Bettina said, we most likely will be using it in the future, even after we are able to gather, just because it's such a wonderful tool we've learned and we want to keep it going. So that's my end of encouragement. I just don't want people to be scared of it because there's nothing to be scared about. It's a new thing for us to learn, and new things are kind of give people hesitation. So just keep it going and keep learning.
Yes, absolutely. And here's one thing, and that we wanted to do that at the end. So, and that's an important one too. You see this little end button here. I think for you, it would say leave the meeting. Here's what happens sometimes when Wi-Fi goes out, you might be thrown out of a meeting, and we need you to know how to get back in because it's very easy. So here it says, and I can, because I'm the host, I can end the meeting for all, or it's leave the meeting. So Mark, I would like for you to get out of the meeting and let us know how you got back into the meeting.
Okay, so I clicked on leave meeting.
Yes, and now he's gone.
Fingers crossed he comes back.
Yes, fingers crossed, he might just be gone. And so you will see, look at my cursor, you will see that Mark will come back on, and what he does, and he will tell us, you just, if you have the link, you know, you went on My W Life and you got the link, you just go back there and click the link again. And then because I'm the host, I will see when Mark comes back, I will see there, it says one person in waiting, and it says Buckeyes, and I will say admit. And in a moment, you see here under messages, it says joining. And there he is again.
Oh,
There
good.
I am.
Good. So what did you do, Mark?
When I left, I was completely out, so I had to enter the meeting ID and the password to get back in.
Okay, so this meeting had a password. Usually we don't
Um,
passwords. If in any
Yeah,
case,
usually we don't have passwords.
right, if in any case the link doesn't
Along
work,
that line, along that lines, if you ever want to know the meeting ID and you don't have it written down, you can always go in the upper left-hand corner and there's an information button. That's a circle with an eye in it, and you click on that, and you'll see that this says Ashley Wilco's Zoom meeting, and it gives the meeting number and the host, and then the password that we had to use, and your particular participant ID, which never changes. So there's that, and there's also one other little screen, which is the green shield with the check mark. That is basically a settings button, so you can click on that and you can check all your settings on there, and that's fun to play with once you learn what you're doing, and you can adjust things as you go.
right, and always, and I have that white screen right now because I did it, always go to the corner, that little X. Now when I put my cursor on there, it's red and I X'd out of it. So if there's a meeting ID number, and there's always one, we put it on in the line when it says Zoom meeting ID number. You can always, like Mark said, you go on zoom.com, zoom.us, and you put in the meeting ID number, and you can come back in to the meeting like that. And we've had the case that people, residents clicked on the link and it wasn't working for them for some reason. Then you take the ID number and you go on zoom.us, join a meeting, you put in the ID number, and you get in there that way. So it's good to know both options. Correct?
Correct.
Good. I think we're done. I think that's a lot of information.
I think so.
So again, it's great because you can go and stop the video and, you know, rewind it and look again. So we hope that this is really helpful. And I think we're ready to leave the meeting, correct?
I think we're ready to end it.
Okay, bye.
Yes.
Bye,
So,
everybody.
bye,
See you in a
everybody.
little while.
The end meeting for all.
See you.
Ashley is leaving, and then I'm going to just click end the meeting for all. So thank you for watching.